How to reverse the magazine release on your Canik METE MC9. So the METE MC9 comes with the mag release on the left side of the gun, which is for right-handed shooters. It is reversible, but there is no instruction in the manual that comes with it on how to do that. So I'm going to show you two different ways to do this. You're going to need a few basic tools, and dealing with the spring in this gun is really tricky. Please watch this entire video all the way through so you can see exactly what you're going to be dealing with. Don't beat me up in the comments. I'm warning you right now, this is tricky. So if you're not up for it, please do not attempt it. So first, of course, we want to unload the weapon, make sure there's no magazine, no round in the chamber. Then we do want to remove the slide. First, you have to point the gun in a safe direction and release the striker. Pull the slide back slightly, pull the takedown pins down, push the slide slightly forward and lift up. So down inside is this funny looking spring here. You can see when you press the slide release, that spring, this is what locks into the magazine right here, this little piece. When you push the slide release, it moves to the side. So what we want to do is pull this spring out. Now the first time I did this, it launched across the room. I was lucky it landed right in front of me, actually, after bouncing off the ceiling and the wall. Is get the little pin punch that comes with the gun, put it down in here, lever it just upwards, right straight up out of the gun. Now it's going to fly out of the gun, so you want to put your hand over that. Latch it in there. Just kind of lever that. Alright, and it fell out through the bottom here. Next, we just want to push the magazine release right out. Okay, so now we're going to reverse. The magazine catch was on this side. Now it's going to be turned around and it's going to go in this side, but we want to get the spring in before we do that. And it's going to end up sitting this way. The spring has two sides. This side, with a little bump in it there, goes into the bigger side on the magazine release. This goes. So if we're going to make this a left-handed gun, the spring needs to go back in with the bump side on the left side of the gun. And that is because the magazine catch is going to be sitting this way in the gun. Alright, so this is the tricky part. So we need to squeeze this together and get it back into this channel right here. Now I've done this a few times preparing for this video, and I have launched this spring all over this room. So what I found works pretty well, just get a long twisty tie or something and connect it to this spring. That way, if it goes launching across the room, the twisty tie will slow it down, as I've discovered it doesn't go nearly as far with this weight on it, and it'll be easier to find. I'm just going to get a pair of needle nose pliers, and all I want to do is squeeze this, and this is where it could go launching. It's hard to get a good grip on this spring, so you want to get a grip on the spring like this, and then you want to push it into this channel. Now it's not going to be easy, so make sure you have a lot of patience and make sure you put it in the right way, or you're going to be pretty annoyed to have to do it multiple times. Okay, once you get it into the channel, that's probably most of the battle right there. So now we want to slide it down a little bit further before we put the magazine catch in, but you need to be very careful not to let it pop out of that channel. So one thing you can do is put your finger in there and just kind of hold it on top like that to kind of help trap it in there. So while you have your finger over there, very carefully get a grip on that and just kind of work that down. That went down a little bit further. Alright, that is in perfect position. If I'm a left-handed shooter, I need a magazine catch over here, so we put it in this way on the right side of the gun. This other stuff here. Alright, so now we just need to slide that spring into those holes in the bottom there. Once again, you might want to put your finger over that. That can still pop out. Put your finger over that. Grab a hold. Just push that down a little further. Let me see. Alright, real good. That's almost in there. Just we need to twist it just a little bit. So So once I get the tie wrap out of there, that's what it should look like right there, like that. So now when you press the magazine release, it moves back and forth. Okay, here's an alternate way to get the spring in there. I'm putting the magazine release in back into the right-handed side, back for normal use, because I do shoot right-handed. I am actually left-handed, but I do shoot right-handed. So with the magazine release out of there, I used a pipe cleaner this time to kind of keep this from flying away from me too far. So this is going to go in this way. We're going to use a different method to get this in here. So we're going to kind of set it in this way. We're going to have it in there low enough that we can access it from the side here. So it's going to look something like this. I'm going to have it sitting somewhat like this. So when it's sitting like that, you can actually take the pin punch that comes with the gun, put it through the hole in the side here. You have to make sure the top piece stays in the middle. Okay, once you get things kind of in place, you want to hold the spring. Okay, push in and down. Alright, once you get the spring in this position, you can see it through the hole, so it's too low. It has to be moved up higher. So we're going to be able to pull this pipe cleaner to slide that up, but you need to be very careful because it's going to want to pop out of that groove. Put your finger in there and press down, and then use the pipe cleaner. You can look in the side to see how high you need to go, and just gently pull with the pipe cleaner until the spring just disappears. Okay, once you get it in this position, it's just high enough. Now we want to put the magazine release back in on the correct side. You want to line up the big hole underneath the longer leg of that spring. Once you get it here, we just need to push the spring down a little bit so that this longer leg ends up in that hole down there. So you need to do this very, very carefully. You get a grip on the top and you need to push straight down. So it goes like that. Beautiful. Now you just need to get the other leg, and you need to get the shorter leg into that hole. So to do that, you want to press down, and also you may need to move this a little bit back and forth, kind of line it up with that. This is pretty tricky. You just gotta be patient and just kind of press down a little, jiggle it slightly until it locks in like that. This is a difficult procedure. Alright, and once you have it in there, do a quick magazine test. And works great. Make sure the magazine doesn't come out until you press the magazine release. Now you can put your slide back on the top. And there you go. You have now made it a lefty handgun. If you like this video, please hit like below, please subscribe, and thanks for watching.